Thank you for coming back to We the People News. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. Yesterday's video, if you did not see it, please go back and watch it. I will link it to the end of this video. There's a lot of good stuff there I don't want you to miss, and it would help me out a lot on YouTube. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every time we make a video. Okay, more and more states are jumping on the bandwagon about this stimulus check going out. We will talk about those in just a minute. But first, I hate bringing this news to you because it is so sad, but I want to get this out of the way first. And then we will talk about the stimulus, what's on the thumbnail. Before I do that, though, I need to let you know that this will be a shorter video than normal. I had to make this video on the fly. I was waiting on something to happen so I could have it for this video, but it didn't happen, so I had to make it on the fly, so please understand. But y'all, this is so sad. Poor little Joe. Little Joe Biden's vacation was interrupted. Seems his beachfront mansion was evacuated almost after he got there. He was evacuated to the fire department there. When an airplane entered the airspace over his mansion. Come on. No fly zone over his mansion? I mean, for real? I mean, having Secret Service armed to the max, protecting your every move is not enough. You still have to have a no-fly zone over your mansion. Joe, you're not that important. Sorry to break it to you. This is just totally crazy. Okay, now I'm going to get to the states with the stimulus. More and more states are jumping on the bandwagon for the stimulus checks. Now, whether or not they call it a gas check, a stimulus check, a food voucher, or essential worker pay, it's all the same. It's all stimulus. A lot of people think that if it's not a $2,000 check, you can't call it stimulus. But anything they do in this form helps your bottom line. So therefore, it is stimulus. Like if you get a gas check in your state, it's meant for gas. Well, that frees up the money that you had to buy gas with. So now you've got more cash in your pocket. It's all stimulus, no matter how you slice or dice it. Stimulus comes in all forms, and whatever they have it wrapped up as, it is still just a stimulus check. Last week there was 2 states that jumped on the bandwagon for sending out stimulus checks. I made a video about them, so go back and watch those. But it was Maine and Pennsylvania. All of these states, not just Maine and Pennsylvania, but all 50 states has got leftover money from the last stimulus checks. They either have to use it for their citizens in that state, or they're going to have to send it back to the feds. And they don't want to do that, and I don't blame them. Because, see, what happens when they're issuing a budget for a state or anything? If you send back leftover money, well, next year your budget is not going to be big. It's going to be that much less because they said, oh, well, you didn't need it. So they never want to send money back to the feds because it could be used against them. Okay, now, these 2 states that I talked about last week was Maine and Pennsylvania. But we do have 2 more states that's just jumped on the bandwagon. And whether or not it's your state or not, I mean, yes, it matters. But in the big scheme, I don't want to say it don't matter because it does matter. But just because these two states may not be your state, that don't mean that your state will not do it. A lot of people just downs on these things when they find out it's not their state. They say their state won't do it. They don't know that. If you're saying that your state will not do it, you're giving up. You don't know what your state's going to do. Your state could be tomorrow. There is 2 more states that's jumping on this bandwagon. But remember, if your state has not done it yet, that don't mean it won't happen. Okay, the 2 new states. One is North Carolina. They are talking about sending out a $200 gas check. They want to send this check out by October the 1st. And y'all, yes, they call this a gas check. It don't matter what they call it. It's still stimulus. It helps your bottom line. Massachusetts is sending out their second round of checks next week for $500. Y'all, the talking's over on this. They're actually going to do this next week. In Massachusetts, they're sending out $500 checks. But on the first round of checks, that was for $500. If you got that in Massachusetts, you will not get this one. You can't get them both. Part 1 and Part 2. They are calling this check in Massachusetts the COVID-19 Essential Employee Premium Pay Program. So finally, some essential worker pay. But the bottom line is, it's still just stimulus. Again, if your state hadn't done it yet, that don't mean they won't do it. A lot of states are jumping on this. Just about every day you hear of another state jumping on board. So your state could be next. Thank you all so much for all the support that you give me on this channel. Please sound off in the comments. Get whatever is on your chest off. Get whatever is on your heart off. Get whatever is in your mind out. It will make you feel better. Bing Headline News says, let's forget about gun control and concentrate on ammunition control. Yeah, I agree with that. Because let me tell you, I used to reload my own ammunition. I sold all of my equipment a few years ago, but I still know the person that's got it, and he's still willing to sell it back to me anytime I want it. So I can just go back to reloading my own ammunition. And the good part about having revolvers, you don't lose your brass. You can reuse that brass over and over again. Reloading is very easy. It's kind of scary on the first try, but after that, you've got it. I mean, you can do it. It's very easy. If you have never reloaded any ammunition, look into it. Go to your sporting goods stores and talk to them about it. Look at their equipment. You may find that reloading ammunition is a lot cheaper than buying new, because that brass, you can reuse it. Y'all, in the midterms, we have to vote all of them out. If they're in office now, they need to go. Now, I know some of them we can't get out in the midterm, so that's in the 2024 vote. If they're still in there then, we need to get them out of office, because they're doing absolutely nothing to help us. And I will say it again. A lot of people says, well, this is my favorite person and he hadn't done nothing to hurt us. Ask yourself, what has he done to help us? You may say that this is my favorite person. You never hear him in the news, because he's not fighting for us is the reason why. They all have to go. One side is no better than the others. We've got crooks on the Democrat side. We got crooks on the Republican side. No side is any better than the other. All politicians lie. If they're a politician, they lie. We just have to pick the liar that we think we can live with the best. Y'all, please sound off in my comments. Please share my videos out. It would help me greatly. Hit the bell icon And please watch these videos that's popping up here at the end. That's yesterday's videos. And just know I love you all. And I've said it on every one of my videos, so I'm not stopping now. I don't care what YouTube says about it. Keep your faith in Jesus Christ. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for those people in Washington that's making our laws. Say a prayer for everyone around the world that's hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. And just know, I love you all. I got a video coming up here at 1 o'clock. Be sure and watch it. Thank you so much. Ciao.